Living green or sustainably is about more than saving on your electric bill and doing your part to protect natural resources. It is about a safer and healthier life for you and your family without sacrificing style, quality, or budget. This is a movement to provide all of us with clean air to breathe and water to drink, safe, healthy food to eat and places to live, and energy to run the places where we live, learn, play, and work. The Everyday Green Home Podcast helps you get the value of green for you, your family, and your community. Whether it's green homes, green living, or the people who make it happen, join me, Marla Esser Close, to learn how green and sustainability practices and products work for you and our world. Welcome to the Everyday Green Home Podcast. I am still not completely used to saying that, but I am loving having the podcast named something that will be, I think, a lot easier for you guys out there to find and hopefully something really meaningful. I am excited today to talk about a topic that's actually quite near and dear to my heart, but you guys may laugh, all about bath fans. Yes, I said bath fans. So today I have with me Dave Miller from Delta, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about Delta because it's not the Delta you think, but actually Dave and I just met a few days ago, but I was in their booth at the International Builder Show back in January. And really, I was actually judging this product for a Best of IBS Green Product Award. I was fascinated with this bath fan. And yes, you can be fascinated with a bath fan, but that's how I got to meet Dave. And I really wanted to bring them on the podcast so that y'all get an opportunity to learn more about why I get so excited about something that sounds kind of different. What would you say, Dave? Kind of different?
Totally. And Marla, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, it seems like IBS was years ago. Isn't it strange? It was just so like we're kind of in this situation a little bit detached from time. And but anyway, yeah. So I'm pleased to be here and to talk about bathroom ventilation, something that's too many times just overlooked. And ventilation is so important to what we do in the structure in the building envelope. I will say right now that a lot of people don't know who Delta Electronics is. I use my daughter rolls her eyes when I say it, but I say, we don't make faucets. We didn't lose your luggage. So we're not those two Deltas. By the way, I do fly Delta Airlines and you do a great job. So I don't mean it like that, but we're Delta Electronics. We're out of Taiwan. We're coming up on our 50th anniversary. And what's wonderful about Delta is that we're a very diverse firm. But there's one core in our philosophy, which is energy efficiency, being good stewards of the environment, and being green. And so, a lot of people will look at that. Well, what do you do? What does Delta make? Well, we're the world's largest brushless DC motor manufacturer. We're also the largest manufacturer of power supplies. And we get into EV charging stations, for your hybrids, your plug-in cars, that kind of thing, your electric cars. So we get into many projectors, many different categories. So the diversity, and I think what I love about it is the intellectual, what we're able to bring to the party through many different divisions of Delta that help bath fans, believe it or not, bath fans.
They all contribute to each other.
Absolutely. Our lighting division helps with our fan light combinations. Yeah, it truly is communal in the way we approach solutions. We supply a lot of Fortune 100, 500 companies out there. I won't mention who they are, but we're known. Delta Breez actually was really the first line of product that Delta actually promoted under their own brand, their own name. And so we've been in the business 10 years. It's been really enjoyable. It's exciting. And, we just look to continue this process, basically.
Okay, so I have to ask, you're getting really excited about bathroom fans and ventilation. Why?
I know, right? So it's like, dude, you should be into like tech or something or whatever. It is tech, though. It has become tech, honestly. But, it's just something I've done for a while, and it's needed. So I just feel like, bathroom ventilation. I mean, I remember a gentleman told me one time, he said, Dave, he said, ventilation is the lungs of the home. And it's really true, whether it's cooking or odors or moisture or mold or mildew or that kind of thing. So I think ventilation is important. Bathroom ventilation is really important. And that's what we try to do with our technology. And we'll probably get further into that as we talk about DC motors and some of the solution-based that we have. But yeah, I'm a sucker for bath fans. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get so excited about bath fans because they are one of the key elements of breathing better in our homes, which, like you said, that the lungs of the home. So I am hearing so much emphasis on health and wellness in our homes, and especially right now. So we're recording this in the middle of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, we're all in our homes all the time. And there's a lot of people breathing in that home. That's a lot of showers. That's a lot of cooking. And all of that adds potential pollution and moisture and maybe even toxins to our indoor air environment. And a lot of us don't think about that. And we don't open windows as much anymore like we used to. So getting all that stuff out is part of what our bath fans can do, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're quarantined, especially now, our homes are always petri dishes. I always say that. I say, your home's a petri dish. You got to clean out. I know, but it's true. I mean,
got some cleaners for that.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things. And so bathroom ventilation is really important because moisture is such a problem, and we'll talk further into it. I don't know if you want to get into that now about specifics, but when you start talking about moisture and mold and mildew and, issues based on, hot showers, wet towels, if you have a big family, you have a lot of wet towels around, they're off-gassing moisture constantly into the air. So that's why it's really important. What we try to do at Delta, which is different, is that we really utilize our brilliance when it comes to energy efficient DC brushless motors. And that's where it plays into our corporate direction, if you will, which is, obviously.
Okay, so that sounded really techy. So explain a little bit.
Well, so what we do is a DC motor manufacturer. It only made sense that, here we're supplying all these fans, whether they're for computers or they're for, electronics, for auto industry. We have different segments we kind of work within. And so I guess about 12 or 13 years ago, somebody said, why aren't we in the bath fan business? We make the best motor on the market. Nobody else had a DC motor at the time. And that's a very energy efficient, long life, very quiet solution. And so that's how kind of Delta entered that market. And as a result, we changed the game. Nobody had a direct current motor, which uses literally 75% less energy than an AC motor does. So all of a sudden that played into other scenarios. And so it's kind of grown, and I don't want to say it's, I often say I'm a little evangelical about it because that is the future, and you have to preach, where we're headed. We have to consume less and provide more. And this is an angle to that. It really is. It's a solution. So
that is such a brilliant statement. How'd you say that? Consume less and produce more?
Yes.
Okay, that's your quote of the podcast. But it's so true. And I have to say, when I actually had a chance to see the Delta Breez products in action, that was impressive. And that's one of our big talking points when we're talking to people about greening up their existing homes or building a green home is you need this system because everything works together in our homes, right? We're a system of systems in our homes. And you impact one system, it's a domino effect. It's going to impact something else. And energy efficiency and indoor air quality are much more tightly linked than a lot of us think. So, having this ventilation option, not an option, it's a requirement as far as I'm concerned, is so essential.
Yeah, I don't think they're not mutually exclusive, right?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I agree with that.
So,
but a lot of times I feel that people overlook the bath fan as part of their solution. I feel like they put in the cheapest, easiest option to just say, check, I've got a bath fan. And as we both know, there's a lot of issues with the way bath fans show up in our homes today. And I would like to take just a super quick break. And when we come back, let's talk about what those issues are with bath fans and the solutions.
Sounds good. Thanks, Marla.
We'll be right back. Hey, this is Marla Close, the Green Home Coach, and I am the author of Living Green Effortlessly, Simple Choices for a Better Home. And in this book, besides talking about a bunch of stuff about green and sustainability products and practices you can easily take in your home, I also talk about home maintenance and how important this is to having a home that serves you rather than you serving it. Seasonal home maintenance checklists are a big part of this, and I teamed up with colleague Tina Gleisner from Home Tips for Women to use her maintenance checklist, actually included in the book, starting on page 96. And if you have the book, look them up. But I wanted to give you a brief excerpt from the book to get you excited about why home maintenance checklists, I know that doesn't sound very exciting, but why they are so important. So, maintaining a home is actually a 3-part ongoing process: inspect, maintain, and update. To help you keep track of what you've done and plan to do, make notes on the checklist. First, inspect. If you've only got an hour to spare, pick one exterior side of the house or one room inside to inspect. Note the date you did this on the checklist and flag items needing maintenance or repairs so you can schedule time or make a list for your handyman or handywoman. Second, maintain. Keep your home safe, such as smoke detector batteries. Keep your home energy efficient, like furnace air filters, and prolong the useful life of many home features, like caulking bathroom tile. Write it down when you complete a task, keeps you from guessing later on. And third, update. Take advantage of improved materials and fixtures. Upgrade to new building codes and evaluate when it makes more sense to make an improvement rather than repair, such as replacing a bathroom floor rather than repairing the grout. Check out the book or give me a holler and I'll hook you up online to get the maintenance checklist for yourself. If you'd like to have the entire book, please go to livinggreenbook.com for a multitude of ways to purchase it for yourself. Thanks again. This is Marla, the Green Home Coach. Back on Everyday Green Home, we are talking about bath fans. And I know, folks, you're just thinking bath fans, really? But, Dave, we have some big issues with bath fans. And, why should the average American really care about ventilating their bathroom with a bath fan? And doesn't this include relating with indoor air quality? So what's your take? How do we start? What's the big problem?
The bathroom is notorious for affecting indoor air quality. Obviously high moisture levels, golly, sometimes odor is involved, maybe more than should be. But there are certain things, and the thing that we worry about with bathroom ventilation is moisture mitigation. Moisture really is the enemy of a building envelope.
Yep.
And so we need to evacuate moisture out. And what produces moisture more than the bathroom? I mean, the kitchen at times with boiling and steaming stuff, yes, I suppose. Maybe the laundry room as well. But really, it's the bathroom. And it's through showers, and it's through, we all have, those of you who have teenage kids can relate to it. So I actually had literally put in bath fans with, motion sensors, i.e. Delta. I'm not plugging it.
Good idea.
Yeah, because I'm like, hon, you got to turn it on, kind of a thing. But and the thing is that all the moisture that's created out of that room, that drifts into other areas. Number one, it can really affect the space it's in, exactly, but it can affect other areas as well. And as we build tighter homes, remember, we wrap these houses tighter. They're low E windows. We've got more R value in our attics and these type of things. All of a sudden, we've got kind of I hate to say it, but a sealed tight area. And that's where moisture just thrives. And so that's why bathroom ventilation is important. That's why DC motors and quiet low zone motors that Delta provides. We haven't talked about some of that, noise levels and that. But when you have a DC motor, they're long life. They're very efficient. They use 75% less electricity than a typical AC motor. And their zone levels, i.e. sound level, are the quietest in the industry. So that's really important.
And that really key? I mean, quiet just seems like that's so many people don't turn a fan on because it's too noisy.
That's it, Marla. They say an ineffective fan is a loud fan because it never gets turned on.
Oh, wow.
I firsthand, when we moved into a home with my family, I remember my daughter at the time would not turn on the fan because it was too loud. Well, okay, great. My mirrors are now degrading and I'm having all these issues with, not alone from just indoor air quality. I was having problems with mirror wear, finishes, drywall, tile, all this. And I'm like, gosh. So that's why bathroom ventilation is really important, just beyond, just trying to steam the mirror and have it. But it is something. And it's going to the point now, and I'm sorry if I'm talking too much here, Marla, but it's going to the point now where even bathroom fans are starting to affect and work within whole house ventilation codes, where they'll run bath fans at low speeds continuously to get air changes into the house, right? Because in many parts of the country, I can't just open my window in January,
right,
and have fresh air come in. We all don't live in, Santa Monica.
True. But you said air changes, and that's, for a lot of our listeners, this may be a term that's somewhat new to you, but air change is the amount of fresh air. So your air, basically revolves. Fresh air comes into the home. You hope that stale air gets exhausted. And air changes can happen through leaks, which we really don't want because we're paying to condition the air and send it outside. But it also can bring in a lot of pollution when you do it that way. But if we plan for the ventilation, like part of that solution is using a bath fan, then we're getting good air in and we're adding to the indoor air quality rather than taking away from it.
The rule of thumb is you want to change out the 1/3 of your home's air every hour on the hour. So in 3 hours, you change out the complete air change. And so you can do it many different ways. If you do it with a bath fan, it's a very precise and effective and value way of doing it. And DC motors, again, with Delta and our DC technology, it just plays perfectly into those solutions because, again, they last 70,000 plus hours. They use virtually,
70,000 hours. How long is that? I can't do the math.
8-9 years, somewhere in there, continuously, never shutting off. And that's part of the whole beauty of the brushless design. I won't get too much into that. It's just they run cool, they run long, they're fully sealed, and it's just an amazing solution. So it's just one of these technologies we've taken more out of the commercial industrial side of the business, and we've applied it now into the residential side of the business.
I gotcha.
And that wasn't done 10 years ago. Bath fan just had a normal AC motor, skeleton motor. They would put it in there and just let it go. The same technology they had in the 40s and 50s. We were literally dealing with 15 years ago.
So is it worth the difference for people that are, thinking about upgrading something in their bathroom to upgrade their bath fans? Is it that big of a difference?
Agreed. In my personal opinion, and it's just me, because all Delta fans are what they call UL listed for damp location. You can put them in a shower over a bathtub.
Oh, nice.
I'm a big believer in putting it in the space that creates all the issues. And that would be in a shower over a tub. Why let that moisture drift into other parts of the bathroom, nonetheless other parts of the house? So we have to get it at the source. And that's really what we try to, not only what we try to do, what we're achieving.
Well, and I love the fact that y'all have brought together technology and ideas to have a solution that is usable and practical, because so many of us just discount so many solutions because it's not easy. It's not something we enjoy using. And when it becomes just a breeze, pun intended, to use.
Plug, nice.
But truly, when it's that easy to use, it's just a given. And I know a lot of people are putting them on humidistats or automatic timers or motion sensors. We don't have to think about it. It just happens.
I think with Delta too, Marla, things aligned. We can stamp out a fan housing. But when we bring in our motors, our lighting technology, our power supply technology, all into this product, this is truly an organic Delta solution that really nobody else is really in a position to compete with in the marketplace right now.
Well, you guys have done a lot of, it's very obvious when I had a chance to experience some of your products at the booth back at the Builder Show. It was very obvious of the pride of everyone that worked in that booth. And it wasn't hey, this is my job, I need to show you this. It was like, hey, you need to understand this is so cool. And to see that many people in a booth get so excited about sharing a solution that appears to be kind of a nerdy techie solution, for us building science geeks, but it works. And when you are part of a company and a culture where things work and you're solving problems, yeah, people get excited about it. So that's a great reason to get excited about a bath fan.
Well, as we continue through this, our conversations, we understand 5 years in a row, we're Energy Star Sustained Partner of the Year. There's a reason for that. That just doesn't, they just don't pick. I mean, there's a reason for that. The focus, the level of detail and commitment, honestly. And we are very proud to be what we think stewards of our environment, good stewards, if you will.
So with this solution, you're helping the indoor air quality and the people that live in the home, addressing indoor air quality, getting moisture out, maybe even getting some toxic odors out. Hopefully not too much of that. But you're also contributing to the wellness of our communities and our world by having a responsible solution to energy use. So providing that solution that's a win-win-win is, kudos to y'all. That's a great thing to do.
Thank you. You said it perfectly. Yep.
Well, thank you. Well, hang on, folks. When we come back, we're going to talk about some things coming up that are really exciting with Delta that you may want to check out. We'll be right back. 5 myths of green homes are 5 things that you probably believe about green homes that may be costing you thousands of dollars. Which myth do you hear the most? Get your copy of 5 Myths at greenhomecoach.com and click on the button for 5 Myths of Green Homes. You can also connect with me on Facebook at Green Home Coach and let me know the green home myth you hear the most. I'll also share tips, products, and resources. Be sure to download your copy of 5 Myths of Green Homes now and then check back to learn more. Back on the Everyday Green Home podcast, talking about ventilation and bath fans. But Dave, when we were talking about ventilation and how bath fans help, there were a couple of terms we were tossing out that I want to make sure our listeners understand. One was CFM and the other was zones. So explain a little bit more about what those terms are and what they mean for the average homeowner.
So CFM stands for cubic feet per minute. It is a airflow performance standard. So basically, it's how many cubic feet of air per 1 minute can I exhaust out of a room. So the higher a bath fan is in terms of CFM, the larger capacity of airflow it has. So larger rooms require bigger fans. Smaller rooms require smaller fans typically for proper ventilation rates. That's CFM. Zones is a sound rating or noise level for fans. And the higher the zones, the louder the fan, the lower the zones, the quieter the fan. So the minimum that HVI, which is Home Ventilating Institute, which is a third party that tests everybody's fans for these standards, less than 0.3 zone is the lowest standard out there. And of course, Delta has many products that achieve that level. And that's based on the DC motor technology and also just the design of the fan itself. In a nutshell, that's basically what those two stand for.
So if I understand this correctly, Delta bakes in zone levels that make it very pleasant to use in a home.
Correct.
As well as a CFM level or a continuous air movement, or it may not be continuous. It may just be while the fan's on, but that air movement that's going to actually move air, which is what we need to do to ventilate, right?
It's high CFM, low and quiet operation. And that's the beauty of DC motor technology is that, really the most important thing is it consumes virtually no energy. So that's really important as well.
Win. I love it when we have triple wins like that because it's just, there's no reason. And if I remember correctly, the price point of these is completely competitive with pretty much everything else on the market. So there's really no reason to not have a better option in your home.
Well, you're absolutely right. And that's the beauty of having our technology in-house, right?
There you go.
We're able to really contain and keep track of that and be ahead of everybody on that because it's in-house technology.
And that in-house technology and the way y'all have combined it has earned you Energy Star Partner of the Year, 5 years in a row?
Yes.
That's impressive. That's a lot of commitment. to being energy efficient while still providing an excellent solution?
Half of our existence, we've had that mantle. Think of that. We've been around 10 years.
Yeah.
And half of that existence, we've had that. And then, of course, 3 years in a row of sustained excellence, above and beyond.
Which is even better. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So we're very proud of that. Years ago, Energy Star stood for mostly appliances, right?
Right.
And obviously in 2001, in early 2000s, they started drilling it down to products that like bathroom ventilation, lighting, that kind of stuff. So we're very honored and committed to that process.
Well, there's a reason I think that y'all are winning awards or being recognized, really, because I don't think you really win these. I think you earn them. And sustained excellence seems to be quite apparent in everything y'all are doing. And I love this new bath fan that's really not, I hesitate to even call it a bath fan, but this just shows another commitment from Delta to provide outstanding products. Okay, I'm not even going to say the name because I'm not going to steal your thunder. Tell us what the newest product is.
I love the introduction because you're right on. I first showed this at a trade show in I'm going to say the upper Midwest. And it was a wonderful trade show. And everybody came around and said, Miller, that's a light. That's the best light I've ever seen. I said, no, it's more than that. And so we got through to it. But what it is that this is where you can kind of work with your team, your organization, and you create an idea called flat edge lit, or what most people know as flat panel lighting in the LED world. And we were the first to ever do it with a bathroom exhaust fan. Now, the reason I bring this up of importance is nearly 50% of all products sold, bathroom fans sold, have a light with them.
Yep.
That has grown tremendously. When I first started in the industry in 19, whatever, it was, 90% were bath fan onlys, 10% were fan light combinations. Well, that's really, if you're going to punch a hole in your ceiling, you want more than one function. And because you're going to affect the building envelope anyhow. So that was that kind of thing. And then we came out with this, and the builders went crazy at IBS. They said, oh my God, we have a primary form of light that's dimmable. I can dim it. I can put it in the shower over a tub. And by the way,
it's beautiful.
It looks insane. I don't mean insane in a bad way. I mean, it just looks brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, designers are going to be all over this because it's just totally integrated into the design.
So we do it in different configurations. We do it in square. We do it in round. I like round because it's always square in a room, i.e. joke.
Bum.
But it is. And then, of course, we do it where you can change color temperature. So I guess what I'm saying is lighting's part of this whole bathroom solution as well. It's not just fans. You've got to bring other things into this. And so it really is a product in my tenure that I just adore, and I just can't stop preaching about. But anyway, so yeah, it's a great product.
I may need to get one of these for my bathroom because I really like it and I can always use more light in the bathroom. But I have to say, I'm quite impressed with this product. And bath fans have not been highly designer oriented traditionally.
They're not sexy, Marla. They're not.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age. They're not Korean. I'm showing my age there. But I mean, or they're not, Cambria or whatever. That's where people go, right? And then, but ventilation's really important to protect all those surfaces.
Yep.
Really important.
And now we have a solution that's beautiful and works beautifully. So you got it all here, folks. So one of the things I wanted to make sure that we let listeners know is that y'all have some tools on your website that help people decide which fan is going to work best in their particular situation. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? I want to make sure that people know where to go to find some help.
So what we do is we go to our myself, my contractors, my specifiers, homeowners, www.deltabreez.com. Breez is spelled B-R-E-E-Z. So there's clarification there because sometimes we have people spelling Breez the other way. But you can go up there and you can pull down literally, everything, specifications, dimensions, submittals, very thorough. There's even a layout where you can actually, here's the size of my bathroom. Here's how many, toilets I have in it, boom, boom, boom. And it'll spit out which particular fan or what CFM's required, what performance level of fans required. So it's very intuitive. it works well, and I rely on it.
Yeah, I'll put the link up in the show notes so you all don't have to wander around the website finding it.
And that's a shout out to our marketing department at Delta. I mean, they've done a great job. For a company that never dealt really that much with consumers, it's very consumer friendly. So it's really great.
We got a lot of people at home right now that are looking at DIY projects in their homes. So this is a great one to do. If you've got more than one person in your house, you're going to need ventilation in your bathroom, period. Probably need it with one person even. So DIY, definitely. You can do it yourself. Is it easy enough to install?
Absolutely. It's UPSable. You can order it online. You can, we have different venues. We go through wholesale distribution for the trade. We have a lot of homeowners that go through wholesalers as well, lighting showrooms, plumbing showrooms, that kind of thing. We deal with, online providers. It's UPSable. We're not splitting the atom here, putting in a bath fan, but get the ductwork right, people, please. That's a big part of it. Anyway, and so it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's very attainable.
We've got it.
I'm a sales guy. I put one in. I mean, my God.
Okay, I'm going to get my ladder out now. You got me convinced. Well, we're going to have it on Everyday Green Home, so you will also be able to find it there as well as online venues, and I'm not sure venue is the right word, but at any rate, find it online. I want to hear back if anyone remembers to come back and comment on this podcast. I would love, love, love to hear experiences with Delta Breez fans. And, it should be a breeze to install and it's going to be a breeze to use, right? You guys got to come up with a marketing slogan for me.
That's a softball.
Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your time and your beautiful sharing of your knowledge, Dave, and helping people to understand that now we've got beautiful, functional, really awesome options for making that bathroom even a better place.
Well, thank you, Marla. I really appreciate it. You've been a great host. And thanks for everything. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's needed, especially now. Think about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks again. And everyone have a great green day. Take care.
Goodbye.
That wraps this episode of the Everyday Green Home Podcast. Ready to use what you learned? Get the show notes with all the resources mentioned in this episode. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening and for leaving a review. And remember that living a little better and greener is easier than you think.